G'day, Rob Robson, Western four-wheel driver. We're out here with the flashy new Suzuki Vitara Turbo all-grip all-wheel drive, if that makes any sense. Now, I've been up and down this hill several times and we've had different results going up. At the end of the day, going up this hill, traction control off. I've got it in sports mode, in snow mode on the dial, and we've let the tyres down. What we've found is by letting the tyres down, that's made the most amount of difference. I've been up here with traction control on and really didn't make a great deal of difference. It struggles a little bit and you really need to keep your foot into it in different places because it is very soft, but it's getting up there, it's doing the job, and it's obviously getting softer and softer as we go up. But this would be about its limit, I think. I don't think I'd like to push it much further than this or into terrain much worse than this. But it did the job, and we got ourselves up and out. So there you go. We've managed to get a fair bit of dust on the little Suzuki, having a punt around the tracks and sandy tracks near Preston Beach. It's certainly not an off-road beast by any stretch of the imagination, but on soft sandy tracks it seems to do whatever you ask of it. On a wet greasy track I'm sure it'll be terrific, but it's not your off-road vehicle with a transfer case that you're going to be able to take into serious off-road country. But having said that, it's a wonderful little vehicle to drive, and I've become very attached to it over the last few days driving it around town. It's a terrific little vehicle. First off, let's have a look under the bonnet. Okay, east-west engine, 1.4 litres turbocharged intercooled engine. It's got plenty of poke. Once it comes on boost, it throws you back in the seat and goes very, very well indeed. The engine drives to the front axle off the transmission itself, and then it comes out through what looks like a differential out to the rear differential. So there isn't a transfer case as such, but having said that, it probably doesn't need a transfer case for what it's designed for. I don't think you'd have any issues under the bonnet and with the driveline of this vehicle. Okay, she's equipped with Continental tyres, definitely a road bias tyre, 215 55 R17, so they're a relatively low profile tyre, which leads me on to the amount of clearance, and probably the biggest downside of the little vehicle is its clearance, particularly when you have a look under the vehicle. The exhaust is quite low. 2 catalytic converters all in a row is probably the lowest part of the vehicle, and that's going to scrape and bang and crash if you start getting into any serious stuff. A couple of plastic guards up the front, which basically are splash guards. They don't do much else. Down towards the back is a big muffler that goes crossways across the vehicle, and that would cop a hell of a hiding if you were taking it into any hard territory. Having said that, this little vehicle is not designed for doing that. It's designed for going on slippery tracks or little sandy tracks that might come up at you when you're going to a camp spot or something like that, or if you're on the eastern states going to the snowfields, that sort of thing. This is where this little vehicle will come into its own. The little Vitara is 5-door unit, a 5-door unit with a hatch up the back. Quite a bit of storage space in the back here. The back seats will lay down flat, giving you even more storage, so there's no shortage of that. This is where the fun part is, because this vehicle really is a driver's car. Let's start first off with the four-wheel drive side of things, because that's what we've been doing today. From a four-wheel drive point of view, it's got this 3 modes on it here, which is auto, which is at the default setting. It defaults to auto, and then if you want a different shift pattern and different power in the engine, then you'd shift it to sport. If you want more traction and that sort of thing, then you shift it over to snow. And to be perfectly honest, I didn't see a lot of difference. Certainly in the sports mode I did. The vehicle hangs onto gears a lot more and revs a bit harder. As far as traction's concerned in snow, I didn't see a great deal of difference, and similarly with lock. In the vehicle itself, there is lots and lots of cool stuff in it. Adaptive cruise control is one of my favourites, driving it down here down to Preston Beach, following Nick down in the Jimny. I just sat behind him, 20 metres behind, set the cruise control, and it did the whole lot itself. As Nick slowed down, this vehicle slowed down. So yeah, I've been won over by this adaptive cruise control. Lots of other features in it as well, lots of safety features, lots of airbags. It has got a 5-star MCAP rating, safety rating. And it's got autonomous emergency braking. It's got lane departure warnings. It's got all those features that you expect in a modern day vehicle. Climate control, a infotainment centre that's you can plug your smartphone into, and all that sort of stuff. So it does all those things that you expect it to in a modern vehicle. Paddle shifters, I haven't used those as yet. But they're there if you want to drive it hard. Around town, it is just a terrific little vehicle to drive, and it gives you a huge amount of confidence when I don't know what it is about the little Suzuki. It just makes me feel very confident when I'm driving it, and that goes a long way to making it a very comfortable car to drive. Well, we've arrived here at the Preston Beach car park. We've had a look at the beach, and it looks pretty soft, and I think it's probably going to be beyond the Vitara. But what we might do is take Suzuki's other new offering and the new Jimny, and we'll let the tyres down on that, and we'll get onto the beach.